crumbs. Once a year, I bake them into cookies for my coworkers. They always say they taste earthy and comforting. I just smile and whisper, "You're welcome." That's really disgusting. What's the reason? At first I was gonna ask, why do you want to see your coworkers suffer? But clearly they're not suffering. They like it. They think it's earthy and comforting. But what possessed you to even start that? What prompted this? That's so gross, dude. Whether this confession is true or not, you thought of this. Where did this thought even come from? Talking about "you're welcome." Bro, watch out. Back up, man. Dude, that's gross. And nobody notices? They're not like, I would notice if there was lint in my cookies. You need jail time, so I'm calling the police on you. Belly button lint is not sanitary, and you're giving them food that is not sanitary. You're slight poisoning your coworkers. Okay, not poison, but you're giving them something that they shouldn't be eating, so I should call the police on you. What charges would you get arrested under? I don't know. All it takes is for one person to get sick, and you're done for. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on you, and to anybody watching this, I would just avoid eating cookies from your coworkers because you don't know who submitted this, where they're from, where they work at. You don't know anything. So if your coworker brings cookies to the office and you bite into it and he's like, "You're welcome." Yeah, spit that out, gang. Bro, I was looking for headphones in my garage and I see a backpack and think, what the heck? I open it up and I find my mom's dildo. It was a foot long. That's all. God bless you. God bless you too, bro. I'm sorry you had to see that. Wow. Why is it in the garage in the backpack? Why is it a foot long? Bro just wanted his headphones. I wouldn't even want to listen to music after that. I'd be like, dang. In terms of ranking this, like, you did nothing. All you did was see something that you didn't want to see. So yeah, I'm letting you off scot-free. I'm not blaming the mom either. I mean, she could have put it in a better place, but that's her business. I'm not gonna judge her for it. We're just gonna leave this one alone. So a month ago, I was walking with my friend when I saw a 10 out of 10 baddie, but she was 16. So I flirted with her and then we made out at my place. Nothing more, I promise. So you including the detail that she was 16 and saying, but she was 16, that leads me to believe that you're grown. You're a grown man talking about 10 out of 10, but she's 16. You called her a baddie, but she's 16. And you flirted with her. Because being a grown man and looking at a 16-year-old in that way and nothing more is one thing, but you went over there and flirted with her. Then you took her back to your place. So these actually aren't anonymous and you're going to prison. All jokes aside, I am calling the cops on you because this is like not okay. Nothing more, I promise. I want to believe you, bro. But even still, even just kissing her, you shouldn't have done that, bro. I'm calling the police on you. If you did do something more than that, then a lethal injection would be in order. Dude just confessed to a crime. I'm trying to figure it out because I like to talk about God in my videos. I try my best to make positive and uplifting content, you know. How do I get people like this watching my videos? I don't get that. My goodness. Yeah, bro. Prison time. I have a massive crush on a student teacher. One time I asked to borrow one of his pencils and I never gave it back. That day, the class was pretty quiet and he was helping me out with my work. He was whispering in my ear and it low-key turned me on. After he finished helping me with the assignment, I went to the bathroom and used his pencil to get one out and proceeded to put it back on his desk a few days later without washing it. And I saw him put it in his mouth. A pencil? How sanitary of you. Some people just don't care about their pH balance. And wait, hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit. Why is he whispering in your ear? I know the teachers like will come over to your desk if you need help and they'll like talk quietly. I never had a teacher whisper in my ear before. They got some weird things going on. The student, you're crazy. Yo, bro, not only did you do that in the school bathroom, but you put it back on the desk without washing it. You should have thrown it away. My pencil? Like that's just kind of weird. And the cherry on top, the dude put it in his mouth. And if you're putting random stray pencils up there to please yourself, you clearly don't care about your health in that area. So I can only imagine what that thing smelled like. So the other day I was playing volleyball with the boys and we were having a good time. But there's this one kid who always had it out for me. One time he said he hoped I got stage 4 cancer. So you know he's serious. We were both in the front row on opposite teams and tried to spike the ball on one another, but while we were doing so, we body slammed each other and got knocked down. He told me that if I did it again, he was gonna lay me out. And I was like, bro, you were just as responsible for this as me. Luckily, the principal was walking past and he got talking to about his conduct, but this was not enough for me in my eyes. I've seen suspensions for this sort of thing, so I threw my AirTag on top of his car through the open sunroof and followed him home 2 cars behind. His iPhone is an older model, so it couldn't detect the AirTag. I parked across the street, and rubbed an old shirt all over my sweaty body, then looked for his dog. I found him in the front yard, so I let it chase me for a bit and made sure it could smell the sweaty shirt. After a while, the dog got called inside. I crept around to the back of his house and saw that a-hole playing Xbox, so I yeeted the shirt at him and bounced. I overheard his dog jump at him, followed by a loud cry of pain. He came back to school with some bandages on his arm from a dog bite and said his dog bit him and they had to put him down. Bro better not threaten me again. Wow, okay. The dude wish you had stage 4 cancer. I've had people say mean things to me, but never to that extent. That's really serious. My goodness. Okay, sunk a 3-pointer into his car with an AirTag he didn't even know. He followed the guy home. That's a little strange, but I mean, dude was determined. And then you got him bit by his dog. I know he latched on pretty hard, had bandages on his arms. You killed his dog. You were the reason behind that. And you don't even seem sorry about it. Bro better not threaten me again. You're not sorry about it and you would do it again. I mean, dang. Imagine the family that, knows and loves this dog. How defeated and sad they were to have it put down. They don't know that you're the mastermind behind this operation. He got an injured arm and he's down one dog. That's a crazy get back. I mean, yeah, he wished cancer on you, but I don't know, man. You shouldn't really be doing things like that. You're supposed to love your enemy. You know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, love your enemy. Don't seek for revenge because God will handle that for you. He might have wished cancer on you, but in this situation, you're the bad guy. You would clearly do that again. So you are the enemy. You are the bad person, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, bro, I'm calling the police. You followed the guy home, you killed his dog, and you got him bit. So that's 3 different offenses. The AirTag is still in his car, so you could easily do something like this again. And you're not sorry about it. So yeah, definitely calling the police on you. You need to be locked up. And this is just a kid. If he continues down this vengeful path, who knows what he can be capable of. This is scary. I think you should chill out, bro, but in prison. So I'm calling the police on you. So basically when I was 17, I was dating this guy. Let's call him Robert. We've been together for about 7 months and I was completely head over heels. Then, out of nowhere, I got a call from the hospital saying he'd been hit by a car. A few days later, I found out the driver was actually my best friend. Apparently, she had discovered Robert had been sleeping with her older sister. She only found out because she stayed over at her sister's place and accidentally walked in on him. It was such a shame when Robert actually died due to that car accident, and my friend never got caught. Oh well, love your videos though. Your best friend murdered Robert on purpose. This was no accident. She deliberately tracked him down and ran over him. Yeah, she discovered that Robert cheated on her best friend, but he didn't deserve to die. When the person that submitted this confession found out about it, they don't really seem sad for Robert. They're just oh well, shouldn't have cheated on me. Y'all are criminals. I gotta call the cops on you. You guys are so lucky that this is anonymous. Bro, you killed him. You're not even sorry about it. Nobody's sorry in these confessions. What's going on? Y'all are some supervillains. I'm terrified of my audience right now. I really hope this story isn't true. The best revenge after somebody cheats on you is to disappear and level up, bro. Don't kill him. You were 17 when you were dating Robert. This isn't your husband. You weren't engaged. It's not that serious. It's just a high school boyfriend. And he's probably also 17. So clearly he's just, a boy. He's not a man yet. He has some maturing to do. Even if this was your husband, you've been married for 10 years. You don't kill him. You just divorce him and move on. Gosh. And let me mention again that this relationship was only 7 months long. Not even a year. Just over half a year. And you killed the guy. You guys are going to jail. I saw my older cousin's puh when I was about 13 or 14. She bent over there and I saw a forest of hair, so my preteen brain asked her if she ever shaved, which didn't end well. Why was it? I'm trying to figure out how this was exposed. How did you even see it? Was she not wearing clothes? That's kind of gross. A forest of hair is insane. I wouldn't be happy if somebody asked me if I ever shaved either. Dang. Yeah, I imagine it didn't end well. I mean, again, you just saw something that you didn't need to see, so it's not really your fault. I'm not mad at you. I beat to the thought of seeing my cousin's puh again. Okay, now. Yo, bro, that's your cousin. Okay, you were good at first, but you had to go and ruin it. Thanks, bro. What is wrong with you all? Had me in the first half. I was in the movie theater watching the live-action Snow White remake, and I jerked off when the 7 dwarfs came on screen. I usually go to the bathroom to do this, but I just had to stay seated. You're regular. You normally do that in the movie theater. I guess if you're gonna do that, the bathroom is the most polite way to go about it, but you really don't have to do that, bro. But you say you had to stay seated like the Seven Dwarves were something special. I'm not sure if anyone saw me do it. I was alone in the front row, but I had a blanket on my lap. So, you brought a blanket for that sole purpose, just to hide your nonsense under there. Come on, man. We have to do better. I hope that I was able to hide it. I felt like a few parents were pulling their kids back when I walked by, but that might have just been the post-nut clarity kicking in. I'm calling the police on you. This is like, well, I mean, I guess you're covering yourself up, but this is like some form of indecency. Like that's a crime. You can't do that, bro. That's a Snow White remake. Let's go back about that. That's a kid's movie. This might have to be a lethal injection, because you did say you usually go to the bathroom. I don't care. You're a regular movie theater beater. You do this on a regular basis. Lethal injection would ensure that you don't do that again. You could expose yourself to a kid one day. That's not okay. So I'm gonna have to give you a lethal injection. Get this guy off the streets. I don't understand, like, how are these my viewers? I simped over a fictional character so much that I bought a plush of them online and modified it so it has a hole in the bottom. So, okay, we all know what the hole's for. He's a creative guy, but you're using that creativity in ways that you shouldn't be using it, bro. That's not very productive. Come on, man. Well, what I want to know is, what fictional character are we talking about? You don't really see too many human being plushes. You don't. They're mostly like animals. Imagine coming home from an 8-hour shift and walking in on your son giving a stuffed tigress from Kung Fu Panda the works. Crazy work. Let's move on. So this happened a few years ago. I was at a college party when a girl came up to me and tried to hook up with me. At first I said no. I was still a virgin, and yeah, I was freaking scared. So later, I go and have a couple of drinks with the homies, right? I tell them about the girl. My friend, let's call him Bob, looks at her and instantly says, yo, just do her, bro. Do your best to avoid having a Bob in your life. So I walked up to her and I told her I reconsidered her offer. I meet up with her a couple hours later. Well, she pulls down her pants and it turns out she's a drag queen and her Johnson is bigger than mine. Oh, wow. I want to know, like, what happened after this, like the defeated look in his face after he realizes that the drag queen's thing is bigger. So there was this couple in the school that I used to go to, and they were a really good couple. I knew the guy well, and the girl didn't seem too bad. They had been dating for months, and it didn't seem like anything would go wrong. But towards the end of the year, some drama would go around. Apparently, the girl had been caught giving the glut treatment to a different guy. Word of mouth, said she was hammered that day. It spread like wildfire, and she denied it. The guy was apprehensive about it, but believed her. I really liked this guy, though. He was an awesome person, so I got really mad with the girl. So, I thought of a plan to catch her in the act. I knew there was another party in about a couple weeks' time, so I hatched a plan. I would get my homie to go to the party with me, and we would keep a close eye on her the whole time. Fast forward to the party, we go and she's there without her friend. I guess the rumors were true because she started drinking immediately after showing up. My homie started talking to her after a bit, and I could tell that she was interested. After about 10 minutes of bickering, she signaled for them to go into a bedroom. My homie had a phone on him so he could capture anything. Turns out she was giving him the glut treatment as well. He caught the whole thing on video and sent it to me. The next day, we broke the news to our buddy. Man, I don't know if they showed him the video as proof or just told them. Either way, if I was the guy, I would fall to my knees. I would be so hurt. My goodness, bro. I wouldn't be able to eat for weeks. But there was another part. Turns out that my homie was crying during it, so he went to the administration and claimed that he had been abused. The girl would get suspended for 2 weeks and would have to go to a special program for the rest of the year. The principal would break the news to the school so everyone knew at that point. The best part about this is that my buddy, the guy who originally dated the girl, would end up in a new relationship a few days later. They're still going out even after years. A few days later? Like, you already had her lined up or something? You gave him no time to heal, but I guess. Dang, how hard is it to just be loyal? And don't give me an excuse that you're hammered. You're making the decision to get hammered, but you're still somewhat aware